Hi guys.
Hi.
So today we have just been walking around our Coles and Woolworths
with a book, so
with
we
a
looked
book.
ultra special.
That was me. Looking for meals that you can kind of grab at the supermarket, come home and prepare really super quick. You know, like
No cooking.
raw meat or anything
so just
like that.
really just something that can be heated up or can be eaten as is. So like a full meal.
Yeah, for those times where you really can't be bothered and you're thinking, oh, do I go and get takeaway or do I grab something quick from the supermarket? This is the quick from the supermarket option.
Yes. Now we do have some videos about snack options. We've got a Coles one, a Woolworths one, and an Aldi one. And you could certainly put a few snacks together and make a meal, like for example some deli meat and some olives and pickles. Or what else, like some of them had like boiled eggs that you could get and a bit of cheese or something. So you could certainly make up a meal from snacks, so that would be a good option. So check those videos out. This one is more, we were trying to just look at things that you could grab and maybe just needed a quick zap in the microwave and they were good to go. So we've just been looking at options that we think are, a good low carb meal. If you have specific needs around ingredients, maybe like grab and go things from the supermarket might not really be suitable. You might have to make your own because they do tend to have extra ingredients than if you were just preparing something yourself, right?
Yeah, and also if you're on a budget, this probably isn't the best budget friendly option because it's already cooked. There's a little bit more cost involved for some of these things.
With convenience, you tend to have to pay a bit.
Correct, yeah.
Right. So there were four main, so we went to Coles and Woolworths. That's the two main supermarkets in Australia. And we looked at four kind of main sections. So there was the cold kind of ready meals that just needed to be like heated in the microwave, or some of them I think you could chuck in the oven as well. There was like the cold prepared salads that you just needed to chuck together and eat. There was the roasted kind of hot roasted meats. And what was the other thing? Frozen ready meals. Again, just chuck them in the microwave or the oven. So that was the four main sections that we looked at.
The first one we'll kind of cover the things we found is the kind of cold ready-made meals. So this was found in the section where you can find like the pre-cooked lasagnas and butter chicken and that kind of thing. It was kind of in that ready meals in the cold section, not the frozen section, is where we found these.
In Woolworths we found it was all together, whereas in Coles it was
a bit
there was like three separate sections. So obviously it depends on your particular kind of branch, or is that what they're called? Your shop.
Yeah.
So your mileage may vary. This is what we found though.
So in Coles, they have a new low carb range.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you, be very careful because one of the things that is branded low carb has rice in it and the carb count was about 45. So just check them. But there were three that were decent. There was chicken cacciatore, there was Thai green chicken curry, and butter chicken. So all of those were around between 10 and 15 grams of carbs. So the best carb option out of those three was the chicken cacciatore at 6.4, which is for a meal.
For a whole meal, it's pretty good. And they were $8.50. And that was a full meal with your meat and your veggies all done. So pretty good option at Coles. The other thing that they did have at Coles, which we hadn't even seen before, was in this section. It was called like Dinner in 30 or something like that, and it was kind of cooked meats in some sort of sauce, and you just needed to heat them on the stovetop or in the microwave, I think. And there was a whole range of options, but probably the couple of best ones that we saw that only needed a short cooking time and were low in carbs. So there was a slow cooked beef ragu, and then also a Sicilian inspired chicken. The chicken was only 4.8 carbs per serve, and they were $9. I don't know how it served. Maybe two people.
I think so.
I don't look at how many serves it was. It wasn't a one serve thing though.
And then you would just pair that with like a salad or like a quick throw together salad or something if you wanted greens with it. It was just meat. There was no greenery or anything with it.
But I have never seen those
No,
before,
they were
though.
new,
Yeah.
or we've never looked in that section before.
So at Woolies, probably not as good options, to be honest, in the kind of cold prepared meal section. They did have a chicken tikka masala that served 4 people, and it was 6 grams of carbs per serve, and it was $12. So you'd probably just grab some, cauliflower rice pre-done, stick that in the microwave, and that would be quick and easy.
They also had a beef rangdang that was 8 grams of carbs, and it served 2, and it was $9. So again, another good kind of option. Again, like Erica said, just grab some cauliflower rice from the fresh food section, and you've got a meal ready to go.
And then probably a good family-friendly option that I wouldn't have even looked at if we weren't doing this was they had a curried sausages kind of ready to go. It served 4 people. It was $10, and it was 7 grams of carbs per serve. I would have just written that off if I wouldn't have even picked it up because I just would have assumed. But because we were specifically trying to find things, I was like,
I probably would have thought there was potato in it, but I think it only had carrot was probably the highest carb vegetable in there.
Yeah, so that is a good option. Okay, so the next section is kind of like the fresh, ready-to-go salad options. I will say at Woolworths, most of them didn't look that great. And they also look like you might need to add something to them. They did have a BLT salad, but it only had like a tiny bit of bacon, so it seemed like you'd need to add a boiled egg or add some chicken or something to it. And it was 8.3 grams of carbs. So
doesn't seem worth it for a salad.
It's an option if you're desperate, right, guys? They did have a really nice looking Greek salad. So it had everything kind of sectioned off by itself, so it kind of it keeps it a bit fresher that way, I think. It was only 1.8 grams of carbs. It served 4 people and was $9. So even, I guess, if you wanted to make that a bigger meal, you would maybe only split it between 2 people, add a bit of chicken or something, and that would be really nice.
That you could pair with like a barbecue chicken or something, and then again, dinner's ready to go by combining those 2 things.
Yes, but in the Woolies we went to today and our local Woolies, they do have a fresh sushi kind of making station. So I know they probably don't have that in every Woolworths, but they do there a poke bowl salad, and there was tuna or salmon. So the tuna one I looked at was 4.1 grams of carbs for 1 serve, and it was $8.90. And it looked pretty nice and fresh.
It looked fresh. Yeah, it did. I agree with Erica. The Coles options seemed to look a lot nicer than the Woolworths ones. They seemed fresher or something. It looked a lot nicer. Now, they had a chicken Caesar salad that looked way better than the Woolworths one. It had chicken and egg in it, whereas the Woolworths one didn't have those. And it didn't look that great, and I think it was quite high in carbs because of the croutons.
Yeah.
The Coles one was 9.5 grams of carbs with the croutons. So if I was picking up that salad, I would just keep the croutons.
They were in a separate bag. You can just
they weren't mixed in. No. They were in a little bag. You could, give them to your kids or get rid of them. But that is a really good option because it has the protein in it. Yes. That's what I thought it was really nice about it.
Yeah.
And it was $9. So again, like good for a quick lunch, or if you were throwing together a quick dinner for yourself, 1 person, I would just grab that.
Interestingly, they seem to have 2 different versions of Caesar salad. This was like the fancier version. Then they had a Coles one that was less substantial and only $6. But I would go with this one. It definitely had more egg, like it had egg in it. The other one didn't. It had more chicken. And it just looked nicer.
Another thing with the salads I hadn't seen that they had before was this barbecue chicken bowl. Had you seen that before? That looked really nice, and it was all, again, kind of all sectioned off so that it doesn't all kind of go soggy, and you just mix it all up and it's ready to go. That one was 6.3 grams of carbs, and it was $6. So a cheaper option. It, like Erica said, it didn't have quite as much chicken as the fancier Caesar salad one. So if you're looking for more protein, you might go for that chicken Caesar.
Okay, so the hot roast meat section that kind of just used to be barbecue chicken.
It's really expanded.
It's really branched out. And at Coles and Woolies, we found very similar options. So there was multiple options with barbecue chicken, so hot barbecue chickens. They had like the free range ones, the standard ones. We also saw Portuguese ones. And then there was a chicken roll with spinach and ricotta or something in it. So lots of roast chicken options.
They also had, we saw roast beef and corned beef in that section.
Like hot, ready to go.
Yeah, just the same as the chicken in those little bags, but they've got a different colour on them.
Yes.
They each kind of had a different colour. There was also pork, like a roast pork, and lamb.
Yes.
So I was really surprised.
All your roast meat options. And I mean, you could obviously just have that by itself, or I'd be happy with roast chicken and like a bit of mayo or something. But alternatively, you could then match it up with a salad. So for example, the Greek salad that we saw at Woolies with a chicken that would, feed a family of 4. Or we saw at Coles, which something that we pointed out in our snack video were like the marinated cooked vegetables. So there's like zucchini, pumpkin, capsicum, and I think eggplant. So you could grab one or more of those and a roast meat, and that would be like a yummy dinner. Now we scoured the frozen section, guys. I was pretty disappointed with what we found.
That section is full of plant-based options now.
Not only that, all the fish and chicken was crumbed or breaded. Like there was very, very minimal unbreaded things that were just like quick and easy to reheat.
The one we found in that kind of fish section where you find the crumb fish was the steamed fresh.
Yes.
It was not coated in anything, and they had a couple of different flavours. I think they might have had a plain, but they also had a couple of different flavours.
Yeah, so there was a Thai red curry and a parsley and citrus. Now, I think it's like in a bag and you just heat it in the microwave. It was like 5 minutes or something. So a very quick and easy option that could be paired up with a salad or some, frozen veggies.
Yeah, those steamed fresh frozen veggies have heaps of little packet options as well. So you could do both of those in the microwave and dinner's done.
So they were roughly 3 grams of carbs per serve, depending on which kind of flavour that you chose. So pretty low. And for 2 serves, it was $9.
So in terms of frozen meals, like, lean cuisine, the options were extremely slim.
There was so many different brands though. Like we're going through Weight Watchers, lean cuisine,
lots.
Trying to
like a massive plant-based section in that section, but we found one company called Core Power Foods, and they had a range that didn't suit because they had rice and stuff, but they had a couple of chicken varieties that were reasonably low carb and definitely could be worked into your day.
Now, this was only at Coles. We did not see these at Woolies, and they were actually half price at the time. So they're normally $9. They were $4.50. I mean, if you stocked up on a few of those in your freezer, $4.50, pretty cheap meal.
If you get them on special, I think it would definitely be worth it. So they had 2 chicken options. One was called a naked chicken and the other one was called a seismic chicken. And I think the seismic chicken just had some flavourings or something in it. I wasn't too sure what the difference between the 2 were.
Yeah, and it had, I think, green beans and broccoli. Like it had vegetables with it. It was a full meal.
Full meal. So the naked chicken was 4.3 grams of carbs and the seismic one was 7 grams of carbs. So again, for a full meal, completely low carb and workable into your macros if you're tracking macros.
Yeah, and perfect to have in the freezer kind of in case of like emergency when you just get home and can't be bothered. Just chucking that in the microwave would be super easy. Okay, so that's our to-go options at Coles and Woolies. Obviously, check out our snack videos as well because they have loads of super handy things. We've had heaps of feedback from people going they have, found products that they never even knew existed at Coles and Woolies and Aldi.
So hopefully this video has given you some ideas around what you could do when you're in the situation at the supermarket and can't be bothered and just want something to throw together super quickly.
We'd really appreciate it if you would give the video a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.